Gentlemen, welcome back to MGTOW Money. Today's topic, the MGTOW who sold his Ferrari. Before we get to that, thank you to the ongoing support of the Patreon investors in this channel, as well as those men that bought me a cup of coffee based upon the last video via PayPal. Men, see the video description today. Become a Patreon investor in this channel because this is the only channel that is legitimately trying to put some money in your pocket. Let's get on to today's topic, the MGTOW who sold his Ferrari. Let me say right up front, no, I did not sell a Ferrari. I'm paraphrasing today's topic from a book. I'll include a link in the video description to the book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. A pretty good book, and I'll let you read it. Different people have different takes on it. Anyway, two critiques, though, that struck me about the book and that have struck me on this channel as well, that in this channel, it has been remarked that I am overly obsessed with money and personal finance, and money really doesn't mean much, etc. In addition, another critique, on the other hand, that I've seen numerous times is that I am encouraging MGTOW to somehow be unambitious or to just kind of skate by through life, etc., live in their mom's basement, etc. I completely disavow and disagree with both those critiques on this channel, and let me explain why. First, poverty sucks. I can't make it any more specific than that. Do not take a vow of poverty. Nor, however, do I encourage you to work 80 hours a week until you're 70. In other words, the typical 9-to-5 person who's working till they're 70 and then they kick off when they're 71. In other words, my point being is that there is a golden mean, if you will, like the ancient Greeks would talk about, or a middle way that the Buddha would talk about, between poverty and working hard. Again, money doesn't buy happiness, men. I accept that. Money does not buy happiness. But the absence of money can cause unhappiness. I encourage you to think beyond thinking cash rich, beyond thinking that, well, I need tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars to be rich. In other words, I encourage you to think about, as I've mentioned numerous times, a rich lifestyle, getting that foundation of FU money to do what you want, where you want, when you want, with whom you want. That's what it's all about, men. Getting that as early in a point in your life as possible. And it can be done, and I'm going to get into some specific ideas on how to do so in just a second. But 3 additional general points that you need to understand about money are: 1, there is a marginal utility to money. Example, if you have $1,000 and you get an additional $1,000, an additional 100% gain on your money, obviously you're probably going to be significantly very happy. However, if you have $1 million and you get an additional $1 million, I will virtually guarantee you, you're not going to be that much happier. You will be happier. You've doubled your money, but again, there is a marginal utility to this. It just doesn't, each additional dollar at some point doesn't make that much difference to your rich lifestyle. 2, there is, as I've mentioned before, and again, I'll include a video link on this, about minimalism, about the importance of minimalism, and about getting off of what I call and what has been termed the hedonic treadmill. In other words, most stuff, 80% of what you buy, I'm talking about clothes, cars, etc., those types of material possessions, you will quickly get bored with. You're going to quickly tire of. That new video game console, your new huge screen TV, etc., within 6 to 12 months, it's going to be gathering dust. You're going to think, hey, I need something bigger, better, faster, whatever it might be. 3, you also need to understand envy kills. Jealousy kills. It's the curse of the lottery winners or the broke athletes or actors, etc. We all, unfortunately, as human beings, have this inclination where we admire these people with these windfalls of wealth, millions, tens of millions of dollars. However, again, if you'll look, statistically speaking, 7 out of 10 of those people, whether it be lottery winners, actors, athletes, people that have huge inheritances, most of them, again, 7 out of 10, they end up broke. They end up depressed. They end up with nothing at the very end of their lives. The point being is that this channel is all about getting you to, again, a rich lifestyle over being simply cash rich. Now, here's how you're going to do so. One, you're going to determine your magic number. And specifically, let me add in here, it might be a lot less than you think, especially if you change your expectations. Specifically, of course, I'm talking about your magic number. Again, I'll include a link to a video in terms of the formulation of it. But specifically, it is your number, the amount of dollars that you need to have your rich lifestyle, because the amount of money you need is uniquely personal to you. It is going to probably be a number that's different from the number that I need for me, for my unique rich lifestyle. Two, you need to plan out exactly how you're going to get to your magic number. So for example, when you go to Yahoo Maps and it asks you for your origination and destination, and then it'll give you a turn-by-turn directional map of how to get there, of how to get from point A to point B. You're going to do the same thing after you've determined your magic number. You're going to lay out a game plan of, okay, it's going to take X number of years, and I'm going to break that down to X number of months, and I'm going to break that down to X amount of dollars, for example, if I'm working a job in terms of the amount of savings I've got. And then I'm going to guess at, and emphasize the word guess, of course, what my rate of return on my money is going to be, and therefore that's going to get me there. I can speak from my own direct experience. This works, men. I can show you where I took literally, and I was already into determining my magic number, and I was on my way to it, as a matter of fact, but I did this with a 10-year plan, and I achieved it a few years earlier, and I could have done it significantly earlier with some better decisions. But needless to say, the point is that it can be done. You can set up this turn-by-turn directional map to your magic number. Third, you need to focus on this on a daily basis. Not occasionally. I mean, you have to focus on it every single day, because you can, even if you're just making glacial, small positive experience, small movements towards your magic number, you can feel good you're moving forward, that you're just that much closer. Because some days are going to be great and you're going to make huge leap forward, and some days it's going to be just minimal. But again, you can have that positive reinforcement. You're moving forward. 4, carefully get rid of your biggest expense. Now, what do I mean? First of all, what I mean by your biggest expense, and then I'm going to speak to carefully. Your biggest expense is, drum roll please, going back to I think it was the second video I did on this channel, was housing. You've got to, quote unquote, carefully get rid of it. As a man told me years ago, who owned his residence and he had a great lifestyle, etc., he, quote unquote, lives for free. What he was talking about is he had removed, by achieving a fantastic residence, completely debt-free, very low taxes, etc., he can live on very little money. Once you've got your housing covered, again, he carefully chose his housing in a low tax area. It was in a great area relative to transportation, etc. The point being, you can live on very little money if you carefully choose your housing, if you carefully choose where you choose to live residence-wise. Lastly, let me say clearly and specifically, and if you take nothing else from this, listen closely. If you are a MGTOW, which I hope that you are so lucky, because guess what? You can do this. A MGTOW has a tremendous advantage over a typical married man or a man with a cohabitating girlfriend, etc. You, no matter your circumstances, no matter your ethnic background, no matter your financial status, etc., you can make some major changes in your life with no compromise. You might have to deal with a few headaches and there might be a few discomfortable feelings, whatever. But the point is, you can do this. You can make these types of changes, whether you need to move to another city, whether you need to take on a new job, whether you need to change your investment ideas, whether you need to work a second job because you want to get sooner up there to that rich life that I'm talking about and achieve that FU money. The point is, You can do this, and you as a MGTOW have that ability to do so much easier than most men that you see around you. So pat yourself on the back and feel good that, yeah, I can do this, because I'm telling you, millions of men are doing it today. They are on their way. And it's not just me. Again, read through the comments of some of the prior videos that I've done, and you will see men who said, yeah, I've done it, or I'm on my way. Men, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like button if you found this useful. As always, John Galt, out.